Hello and welcome to TET Connect. There has been a momentum shift in supporting conventional raw materials like corn and soya with several alternative feedstuffs. Many customers across South Asia are using protease enzyme regularly to tackle these challenges. To talk on the role, importance and application of protease enzyme in poultry feed, we have Dr. Partha Das, who is Head Technical Nutrition at Kemin Industries South Asia. Welcome to TET Connect, Dr. Partha.
Thank you, Rahul, for inviting me in TET.
Dr. Partha, you and your team is doing almost 250 poultry feed formulations every month, and you must be using different classes of enzymes in those formulations. So my first question to you is, what is the ideal way to use protease enzyme? And if a new user wants to use protease for the first time, should he go for on-top application first?
This is a very valid question, Rahul, and many feed producers might feel that they should use the protease on top first. And if they are convinced with the performance, then the enzyme matrix can be considered. But this might not be the right approach for protease enzyme. And let me explain you why. Let us try to understand this with an example of 20.5% of protein level in a starter diet. Okay, so at 20.5% protein, the bird is supposed to give, say, X level of performance. Now let us consider that that the user has decided to go for an on-top application, and the expectation is like increase in the performance level, right? But the performance improvement might not be seen because the bird is already on a diet at which its nutrient requirement has either fulfilled or exceeded. So, in this case, the diet density does not provide any chance to the enzyme to show its benefit. So, the best way to use the protease enzyme is to keep some nutritional gap in the feed formulation which the enzyme should bridge. Let's say the user decides to keep a gap of 0.5% protein and formulated a feed with 20% protein. The enzyme will have the sufficient gap to show its true potential and perform like 20.5%, right? And it will also facilitate the user to have a better end product consistency and quality along with substantial input cost reduction.
That's a very interesting insight, Dr. Partha. But many times reducing crude protein immediately is not an option for a feed formulator. In such cases, what approach can be followed for considering metrics?
There are 3 steps to use the protease enzyme efficiently for getting feed performance at an optimized cost. Like say step 1, when you are using any new protease for the first time, consider matrix only to recover the cost of the product from the formulation. So actually this becomes a zero cost product for you, right? Step 2, if we say, if you are convinced that the product is working, then you can go for the second step and consider 50% of the product matrix. And coming to the finally to this step 3, we can say like after using the product successfully with 50% of the product matrix for at least 2 to 3 months, you can consider using the product matrix up to 85 to 100% of the recommended matrix if found appropriate.
Dr. Partha, what should be the maximum inclusion level for alternate protein-based raw materials in today's broiler diet?
See, Rahul, in today's broiler diet, what I feel, we can go up to a maximum level of 10 to 12% inclusion levels of this alternate raw materials. But again, it will depend on the quality of the raw materials as well as the variability of those nutrients of those raw materials.
With this, we come to the end of this episode of TET Connect. Thank you, Dr. Partha, for your valuable and practical insights.
Thank you, Rahul. It was a pleasure talking to you today.